Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Vira Paradita. In here, I would like to explain about Middle English. Middle English is that's because it's the middle of all English and modern English. That makes sense, but it's also been napped a little bit unfairly, don't you think? It's as talk is the defining characteristic. Is the fact that's in the middle of two more well-known siblings. It's made be the literal middle child, but Middle English still has much to overthink. Think of the legend of King Arthur, and the epic tale of Sir Gawain. Middle English even has the first ever English autography. Are you a confidence yet? Well, start today by looking in a bit more detail at the Middle English period. Then look at some grammar before moving on to Middle English literature. Also look at some Middle English example and the important characteristic of the period. Create Middle English period notes faster than ever before. Stupid master free web and mobile apps. Get started now. Middle English period summary. What you mean when you refer to the Middle English period? Let's start with the basic definition and summary. Middle English refers to a version of the English language spoken from approximately then Middle English period began in following in the northern convex of England. The Normans were a group of Viking or Norsemen descended from modern-day Denmark, Norway, and Iceland, who settled in North France during the late 9 years country in the Con England during the infamous Battle of Hastings. Prior to this, England was controlled by the Anglo-Saxons, who themselves had invaded in the Iceland following the group entirely in Scandinavia and Norway, Germany. During the nearly 600 years reign in England, the Anglo-Saxons spoke the first recorded version of the English language. Now, as all English, the version was more closely related to the West Germanic language family than it was to the version of English we know today. In fact, to a modern English speaker, Old English was so completely foreign. Prior in the infants, the Normans spoke original dialect of Old French known as Norman French. Immediately after conquering England, the Normans began to adopt to allow words from the Anglo-Saxons, leading to a new variant of the French language called Anglo-Woman. While the infants began the process of mixing Old English and the Norman dialect, the Anglo-Norman language was the still primitive base of French. Its wool bit hundreds of years before the use of English was once again impoverished. Anglo-Norman became associated with the upper class and was the language of nobility. Course law and administration. Despite this, most the lower class population of English continue to speak all English. I think that's all for me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.